Yes, indeed. Do click join for more information about our YouTube memberships. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Authentic, where we're going to be doing some tarot readings very shortly. My name is Lisa, and if you are new here, there are a few kind of housekeeping issues that we need to go through. So first of all, the way I do tarot is a little bit different to a lot of other people. The way I do tarot is with 29 years of experience, and it's very, very authentic. In fact, you could say that authenticity is where this channel starts and we go beyond. And that kind of carries through into the tarot readings as well. So this is not your grandmother's tarot reading, okay? This is not, you're going to meet a tall, dark stranger and, ooh, it's going to be, you know, you're going to get this, that, or the other. The way that I do my tarot readings is very abrupt, very upfront, and I give you the information that you need, not necessarily the answers that you want. Okay, that's how I do tarot. So if that is not what you're here for, if you're here for a slightly fluffier or a more relaxed or something that's going to be a little bit more, hello, let's do this, it's lovely, and all these lovely tweedly, that's not me. Okay, we tell it as it is, and we give you the information you need. If you've got a question and you need it answering, there's no point in anybody, oh, well, you know, waffle, this, that, and the other. Don't get me wrong, I waffle. My ADHD brain means I waffle all the bloody time. But when we do the readings, we try and be as abrupt and as to the point as we can be. So there's some housekeeping rules on the channel. What do I mean by housekeeping? Well, literally, you have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading. Now, this is down to not just YouTube's rules, but also I never want to be in a situation where I'm doing a tarot reading for someone and then their mum comes back and accuses me of, I don't know, trying to indoctrinate them into satanic witchcraft practices because, you know, the tarot is definitely that. Or whatever. Okay, so that's why you've got to be 18 years of age or over. The other descriptors and the other housekeeping rules are on the bottom of the screen. So you do have to remember that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do seek out a professional. Also, please do not share your private information on the internet, not just your address, because, you know, we all know better than that these days. Here, have my phone number. No, don't do that. But any information that could highlight you, if you're having an affair with your boss's daughter, if you are, I don't know, embezzling funds from the pensions fund or whatever else, don't ask a question about that. If you are going through a really tough time and you put a lot of that information into the chat, just bear in mind that that information is going to be available forever. It's not just on here. Google the Wayback Machine, the way that metadata is collected, any information, that you put out into the internet is pretty much there for life. And the last thing I would want you to do here on a safe and welcoming YouTube channel is to put information out there that in 10, 15 years time, when you start applying for a job or a mortgage or whatever, goes against you. So please look after your own digital identity. That's not just here though, that should be everywhere on the interwebs. Right, all of that being said, let's see who's here in the live chat. Wow, it's gone bonkers. Good evening to Holland from Blue Chalice. I need to take one of my in-ears out because I've got a horrendous echo, and at least now I can hear what I'm actually saying rather than the echo of it. But good evening to Holland from Blue Chalice. Good evening to Patricia. Both Holland and Patricia are two of my lovely mods. So if any of the people that have a little spanner next to their name, if any of the mods ask you a question, they are doing it with my utter 100% backing. If a mod blocks you or freezes you or mutes you or does whatever, they're doing it for legitimate reasons for the sake of the entire chat. Okay, likewise, if you start spamming in the chat, the mods are probably going to ask you not to. If that happens, please listen to what they say, because if you keep on spamming, you're likely to get kicked. Anyway, They're the police, basically. They're the rules. They're the bosses. They're the militia. God, that's scary. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They just keep the stream nice and friendly for everyone. Good evening to Judy. Good evening. Hello, stranger. Good evening to Strange Presence. That is Robin. Hello, my darling. Good evening, Belinda Jane Harris. I hope you are well as well. Who else is here? I've got a lovely little reverb on my voice. Do I? How's that happening? That should not be happening. Hang on. I'm not in the echo range on there, and I'm not in the echo range on there. Oh. It's probably what I can hear through my headphones. So I don't know how that's happening. But anyway, okay. Is it annoying? If it's annoying, I can change. Neil's here as well. Good evening to Necro Neil. Good evening, everyone, says Neil. Right then. So we are 7 minutes in. Let's go ahead and open up a tarot round. So if you are new here, how you get a reading on this channel is very simple. There are two ways. The first thing you can do is to send it as a super chat. That comes through directly, as it's just changed up here on the top of the screen. That comes through directly and means you are guaranteed the next reading. If it's like now, you'll be guaranteed the first reading. But if you don't want to send a super chat, you can always send your question when I open up a free round. And to do that, all you need to do is pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Okay, that's really important. Start with the word question, and then we can find it on the system. So it looks like yes, you are not enough. Good evening, Judy. Good afternoon, Judy. I'm trying not to say good evening, good afternoon. If you notice, when I started speaking earlier, I just said hello. So I'm trying not to do that, because I'm very aware that a lot of people watch this on the replay crew. Much love to the replay crew. So hello, replay crew. So yeah, I'm trying desperately hard, but it's a really difficult challenge to break, if that makes sense. Right then, Judy, you are going to be the first cab off the rank. So then, if you are wanting a tarot reading and your name isn't Judy, if you are not a member as You Are Enough, if that is not you, then you know what? Give it a couple of minutes, or give it a few minutes, and after I've done Judy's reading, I will open up the first free round. Okay, so then let's go ahead. Hopefully all my buttons are working, hopefully the sound is working, and hopefully when I play this, Holland isn't going to completely get deafened, and they're not going to be their TV blasting off the wall, because apparently on Sunday the little idents were very loud. So I'm going to play the loudest one I have. Hopefully I fixed the sound. Mods, can you let me know? But Judy, your question is coming up in 17 seconds. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Right then, as always, we ring the bells. I know, right? I keep, every time, there's a little tiny part of me that wants to do the Quasimodo, the bells, but I haven't done yet. And after, what, 2.5, 3 years of streaming on the channel, I haven't actually ever done that. But there is always a little tiny part of me that wants to do the Quasimodo thing. But anyhow, right, Wispy. Good evening, good day to Wispy. Oops. Oh, right. I'm not counting that as a card that's dropped. Wispy, if you want it to drop, you have to wait till I ask the question. You know these rules. So then, Wispy, You Are Enough, otherwise known as Judy, would like to know, what will June look like for them, please? What will June look like for Judy? Hopefully better weather than we're having now, Judy. I know you're in the States, but right here in the UK, it is chucking it down all day, every day. From Sunday to today, it's been non-stop rain. Well, not non-stop. There's been like a few moments where the rain stops, and I let the dogs out go for a wee, and they come in with their muddy paws, and then the rain starts again. So, you know, it's not been good. Not been good. But anyway, let's have a look then. So, Wispy, what does June have in store for the lovely Judy? We're going to do your... I tell you what. Should we do a Should I do a horseshoe? I might do a no. Do you know what? I'm going to do an inverted V. Go on, Wispy. Inverted V. That's what we're going to do. La 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 la. I'm trying to do less messing around with spreads and stuff in between, and more cracking on with the cards. More cracking on with the reading. That's what I'm trying to do. Look at that angle. That's good, isn't it? Let's straighten those up. Right then. So I need that part of the screen there. Right then. So this is where you are right now. We've got the Eight of Cups. It is reversed, but I'll show you it upright. So the Eight of Cups is an interesting card because Cups is your emotional suit, and the 8 is showing that there is still some work to do to carry on your emotional journey. Now, the fact that this is reversed, Judy, is saying that I think whatever's happened in May, this last month, as we go forward, there's going to be a bit here. Thank you, Neil. As we go forward into June, it's like whatever's happened in May is opening a door, and you've got the choice to walk through, but it's not a choice that feels particularly upbeat, if that makes sense. Because it's reversed, it's like there is something holding you back emotionally from moving forward. I don't know what that is, but it's very much linked into whatever May brought you. And it's sort of, it's on the emotional scale, but it feels almost sadness rather than it being a joyous occasion, if that makes sense. In the what you need to know, we've got the 5 of Cups reversed. Okay, so the 5 of, in fact, look at your spread. I've only just noticed every single card is reversed, so it feels like June's going to be a little bit on the tricky side, but emotionally anyway. So the 5 of Cups, again, in a standard tarot deck, this will be depicted with maybe 3 broken cups on a table and 2 on a shelf behind. And the way what that means is basically we quite often in life look at the things that have gone wrong, look at the things we've lost, look at the things that we've damaged, and we forget the things that we've gained. So even though we've gone through a rough patch, we forget the things that actually has taught us and the benefits that have come out of that. And that's something that we do really need to bear in mind. Bear with me just one second, everybody. I'm just going to turn off the VP. As I say that, literally it starts spinning. But anyway, as in this depiction of the 5, you can see that we've got a smashed up can, a broken bottle, an empty cup, and 2 more cups that have still got liquids in. This is saying that even though this cup is empty, it's still perfectly usable. So actually, on balance, whatever you've gone through recently and whatever you're going through now, because this is in the what you need to know sort of for now onwards, try and look on the bright side of things. Try and find that silver lining, because it's there. And in this instance, you can see that, you know, you've got the 2 full cups and this one is still perfectly fine. So you have got this ability to move forward. On balance, it's kind of slightly more on the positive side, even though the fact this is reversed is not going to be reflecting that. So it's going to feel like it's overall a negative sort of sensation right now, but actually it's going to be for the positive, if that makes sense. In the way that June is going to sort of end, it feels like whatever this energy is that you've got, whatever this emotional issue that you're going to be going through, it feels like at the end of the month, there's not going to have been a lot of change. So it's, from the emotional perspective, there's not going to be like a major alteration. It's either going to still be quite positive or still be quite negative. Either way, it's going to feel a bit old by the end of the month, because we've got the 4 of Cups. This way up, it's talking about stability. This way up, it's talking about stagnancy. And so you've got this element of, by the end of the month, you're going to be going, oh, for God's sake, can we just get through this shit now? Can we just move fucking forward? I'm tired of this. And so that's one of those things that you're going to just have to kind of deal with. It does feel that just with the top row, it does feel that there's some emotional sort of hurdles and upheavals for you to contend with, but it doesn't feel like there's going to be a resolution either way. It's kind of like, it's going to feel like that's your new normal, but it does feel with the other cards that there is going to be some change happening. So we're going to go to the other cards. First of all, you've got the Magician. So the Magician is linking the 8 of Cups to the 5 of Cups. And what the Magician is literally saying is that you have control over how things happen. However, because we've got the reversal here, it's saying one of two things. Either this emotional stuff that you're bringing from May into June that is coming with you, either that's been caused by somebody else and you're still reacting and rolling with the punches and you know, trying to sort out what happens for you to move forward, in which case the Magician reversal is saying that that power is in somebody else's hands right now, or it's something that you are doing but with sadness. You know what I mean? It's like you're having to move forward in a situation that you didn't want to be in the first place. Linking the 5 to the 4, so we go from these really tough sort of emotional situation, but remember to look on the upside, look on the bright side, because it's not as bad as you think, going into that sort of stagnancy where actually you've got kind of nothing's getting worse, at least. You've got the Queen of Cups. Now, Queen of Cups is an interesting card because she is the nurturer within the nurturing suit. So Cups is the suit that's all about emotion. The Queen is the nurturer. She's the one that's in overall control, but she's also the seer. So you can see she's got a scrying bowl. She's got some tarot cards. There's crystals. There's runes. She's got crystals hanging up here. She's wearing sigils. So she is kind of like the equivalent of me in a tarot card. There's a few depictions that look a bit like me, but thankfully we haven't got to any of the other ones. So you've got this element here of kind of wanting to look after, wanting to soften the blow, basically, of whatever this top row is happening. So under the surface, so this is basically saying this is like your, so conscious, subconscious, root, if that makes sense. So it does feel like you're going to be placed in a position where you're going to have to try and make the best of a situation for other people around it emotionally, even though you don't want to do that, even though you're still going through your own shit. It's like you're going to have to be there for the others because that's your role, if you like. The root of it all is the Emperor. So you've got this really strong male energy in June, and it's coming through as the root of all the problems. Now, the thing with the Emperor, he's very, very good at laying out patterns. He's in this deck. You can see the Emperor is actually the architect with the compass and these things that architects use. I can't remember what they're called, but things and tools and like measuring and blueprints and all of that. So normally the Emperor in this deck would be seen as the architect, making those plans, moving towards fruition, building things, all of that. But he's reversed, and it's basically saying that whatever these plans are, they're not going to be moving forward. There isn't going to be a way of planning. But also the Emperor, when he's reversed, can be an absolute stickler for fine print, by the micrometer, not even the millimeter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, be careful that this element of the details and the control over the details doesn't bog you down for June, because it will be very easy to get bogged down. I'm going to do a very quick past to future. So we've got coming in with the energy from May, we've got this element of dealing with the drips, dealing with everything, trying to open that door and move forward to the 9, trying to move forward in that journey. However, the 8 being reversed means that it feels like there's too much to do right now. Magician reversed, again, it feels like the control is with somebody else, possibly with the Emperor. And then we move forward, we've got the Queen of Cups coming in with that nurturing, caring energy, that really strong emotional energy. But again, the reversal is saying it's either something that you don't want to do, or you're being kind of stopped from doing in a way, leading to this by the end of the month, you're going to feel very stagnated and very stuck. But overall, it does feel that actually, even though these are all upturned cards, and even though it sounds really negative, it does sound, with the Queen of Cups coming in and this 4, it does sound that things aren't going to get any worse. And actually, although it's going to feel stagnant for you, as if it's like same old, same old, same old, it does feel like this Queen of Cups is that nurturing, caring element kicking in. So it does feel like moving on from June, it's going to get a bit better. But what I guess my advice for June would be just to kind of get your head down and take it as it comes, but try and be kind to yourself as you go through the month. And just remember, June's 1 month out of 12 out of however many years you've been on the planet, so you'll get through this. It's just going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question, and of course thank you very much for your donation. But that is your question for today. Right then, let me pop back into the comments section. Moonlight 5, thank you very much for your donation. I will have a look at that for you in just a moment. There we go. Right. It feels like your situation is somewhat stagnant. It could be stagnant. Again, with that 4 coming in reverse, that is quite a stagnant energy card, if you like. And it does genuinely feel like that is something that it's stagnant isn't always a negative, okay? Because at least if it's stagnant, at least if it's staying still, it's still there. It's not been evaporated away. But also, more than that, it can always be given a G up. You know what I mean? You can always get a pump and start pumping clean water through that pond or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just because a swimming pool has been stagnant and unused for years doesn't mean that with a pool cleaner and somebody, you know, getting rid of the algae and somebody coming in and draining it and then refilling it, filling in any cracks and putting a new pump in, suddenly you've got a absolutely fantastic, very usable swimming pool. And so just because it's stagnant, it's like when you buy a house and it's got a swimming pool, not that I've ever done this, but you buy a house with a swimming pool that's all manky, you think, oh, we could probably fill that in. Oh, no, we're not going to fill it in. We're going to clean it and we'll see what it looks like. And then you clean it and all of a sudden you've got an amazing swimming pool that you use every single day, year round. Obviously, I've never done this. But when you first look at it, it's stagnant. At least it's there. And for me, that kind of feels like what that 4 is giving. It's like it's stagnant now, but that 4 can be easily flipped round to make it just stable. Do you know what I mean? And then it becomes something else altogether. But anyway, I really hope that helps, and thank you ever so much for your question. Spot on with the energy right now. Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's lovely. Right, who else popped into the chat? I've just seen a few people pop in. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna actually link this deck down in the description box. So later on today or tomorrow, I'll link it down in the description box, and I might put a thing on the members spaces to tell people what the deck is, because it is one of those things that a lot of people ask me about, is this deck. Let's have a look. Good evening to Ellis. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. Good evening to Moonlight 5. I've got your question in. I'll be doing your reading next, my darling. Who else did I see pop up in the chat? Amanda K. Good evening, Amanda. I hope you're okay. Do you love... I'm good with the analogies, aren't I? I am good with the analogies. Yeah, I think I've said hello to everybody who's in at the moment. Anyhow, right, let's have a look then. So, Moonlight 5, I've got your question in, and I'll be doing your reading in exactly 6 seconds. Okay, as always, we ring the bell to cleanse this space of the energy. No, cleanse the energy of the space. And we bring in Wispy. So Wispy, Moonlight 5 would like to know, does their spirit guides have any messages for them? Oh, gosh. Well, as soon as I asked that, this card flipped, and it's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So then, this next month or so is not a good time to start a new project at work. Okay, this is not a good time to start something that is going to impact career or finances. Maybe hold off for a little while. And the reason I'm saying that is because this has jumped out and it's on revert. It's come out reversed. So as a clarifying or modifying card, this is what we're going to look at the entire spread with. And it does absolutely feel that this is not the right time to do that. Any new projects, if you can delay them, I would absolutely delay them this month, if that makes sense. But right, as soon as we pop a card, as soon as a card jumps and we have a clarifying card, we do your cuts. So then Moonlight 5, let's have a look. Spirit messages for Moonlight 5. I'm going to do a conscious and a subconscious in the where you are, what you need to know, and what the future is, what the opportunities for the future are. And we'll look here as well. So subconscious, interesting. Right, okay, so in the where you are right now position, we've got the Page of Swords. Now swords, as I always say, is the trouble and strife deck, but it's also the suit, sorry, but it's also the suit that relates to challenges. So not all sword cards are negative, some are more so than others. But the Page of Swords is also about education, because swords, as bizarre as it is, swords is the element of air within the tarot deck. So it's actually it's connected with ideas and new thoughts, new ideas, learning, all of that comes under swords. For me, the challenge element comes in because literally all of that comes with challenges. New ideas, new beginnings, new everything comes with challenges. And you've got the Page of Swords here, which is talking about education. So this could be saying that you are you're needing to go off and do a course, or you need to go off and increase some skill level. It definitely feels like if all the pentacles here are work related, because you've got another one here as well, then it may well be that you need to get some education under your belt to gain a promotion or to start something new, because again, we've got this ace coming in. So this is perhaps hinting not just don't do it right now, but that you need to increase your skill set. In the subconscious, we've got this idea of blindfolds being lifted. So the search for knowledge and the search for truth coming in as well. So when you combine these two, you've literally got learning about what you don't know or what you don't understand. So there's a certain element here. This could be related to your own, stuff in your own life, in your own issues, or this literally could be you don't know anything about, I don't know, bioengineering. However, there is a project at work. Now that's too extreme. Maybe okay, you don't know much about computer programming. No, because again, that's something you can learn. That's a long time project. Whatever it is. Okay, maybe this is a better example, right? Maybe you need to go and get a food hygiene certificate and an allergy awareness certificate to move on in work, right? And you haven't got those, but there's a new job opening and you're kind of interested in going for it, but you need those qualifications. This would be read as to say, you realize that you haven't got the qualifications you need to go and get this particular job. And so on the surface level, it's you going off and finding out how you get those qualifications. Okay, this isn't long term. So this isn't going to university for 5 years. This isn't going and getting a bachelor's, a doctorate, or anything like that. This is literally, it feels like short courses to fill in gaps in knowledge for some reason. I don't know why it feels like that, but it does. This 8 is talking about having blindfolds lifted and having truths revealed that you haven't been aware of for a while. So again, it's talking about gaps, and maybe there are things here that you need to learn to move forward into the 9. What you need to know, we've got the heartbreak card. So it feels like there is a disappointment here somewhere. Now, the 3 of Swords in this deck is a little bit more forgiving than in some others, because it's literally, you can see we've got one piece of the gauze, whatever it is they use for the sutures, one needle and thread here, one needle and thread here, but this needle and thread has already started repairing the wounds. I don't know whether you can just see there, look, it's beginning to stitch up the wound. So the heart is repairing. So it's not over, it's not ended. The heart is actually repairing itself to be able to move forward. And when in the subconscious, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So again, you've got this work related card with the Pentacles, work, career, finances. But the Knight are the ones that are quick to jump. They're the ones that are quick to respond. They're quick to react. They don't respond to a situation, they react. And sometimes that reaction can be very quick and very, very gut instinct. And that's not always the best way to go, especially when you're trying to heal something. So it does feel like this isn't the time for you to be doing anything rash right now, because this element with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, both of these are kind of hinting at this isn't the best time to jump into something all guns blazing. And then for the future, we've got the 6 of Wands. Now, Wands is all about your security. Wands is about confidence, self-esteem, that sort of thing. And it's literally saying that a lot of who you are is made up by the way that people see the people around you see you. And that's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. That is a really lovely thing to have, where people give you their honest and open opinions. However, this is reversed. So it's saying that sometimes other people's opinions are like other people's arseholes. I don't know whether you ever heard that expression. Everybody's got them, but they all stink. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's got them, but they all stink. And this is what this card is saying. Sometimes, listen, we're all guilty of seeing ourselves reflected through other people's eyes and believing that reflection. That is something that a lot of us have to learn not to do, because all you're ever seeing is a reflection coloured through somebody else's opinion. And actually, we are all better than that. And we need to trust our own instincts and trust our own confidence. And so this is saying at the moment that this is a bit of a negative, that you see yourself through other people's lenses quite often. Whereas the subconscious level, we've got the Fool. Now, the Fool is not a negative card. It sounds on the surface like it's a negative, but the Fool is the first person in the tarot suit. Their number is 0, so it's neither negative nor positive. But the Fool is talking about finding your way to start a new journey. So this could be an emotional journey, or this could be a physical journey, although rarely it is, especially in the subconscious. But this is talking about finding a way of you moving forward and starting to reconnect on a subconscious, on a soul level, on a spiritual level, on a, whatever you believe yourself to be. It's about learning that your confidence doesn't come from other people, it comes from yourself. And that journey is going to lead you to feel more confident and to learn about yourself, which in conjunction with the education here and the not listening to other people and not jumping in, especially where you've got the bloody the broken heart, the that negative sort of energy around. It's like, look, just go with the flow, learn what you need to learn, don't act emotionally with what's happening at the moment, and try and do something work related. And it's almost saying, look, try and heal yourself before you throw yourself back into whatever that work related issue is, because it isn't the right time with this reversal and this night. Work isn't where you need to focus right now. You need to take a look at yourself, and particularly if there is a course or something coming up that you can get some qualifications. But anyway, I hope that helps, Moonlight 5. Thank you very much for your question, and thank you once again for your donation. Right, let me just pop the, oops, Come on. There we go. I'll pop the cards back into the doodah, and I'm going to come on to the comment section. Pinky, thank you very much for your super chat. I've got your question in as well. You're applying for a job for the first time in 15 years, but you need to get a job now to pay your taxes. Okay. I think the way it looks, I think you need to. There's going to be something here where you're going to need to update your CV and update your skill set, because it's saying that this is not the moment for that to be a priority. Obviously, if you've got to pay taxes, then you might have no choice. But by the same token, I don't think you've got, like, okay, let me put it this way. It won't be a career. It will be a job to pay taxes. Career-wise, I think you've got some upskilling or re-education to do, if that makes sense. Right, there we go. I'm just going to pop that in. Thank you for. Okay, I've got your second super chat in. Thank you for that. Right then, let me just have a look. Latoya, good evening to you. Hang on. Oh, let me just have a look. Moonlight. I'll go back in the chat. Can this relate to your recent breakup with your boyfriend? Do you feel his energies? It could be, with that heartbreak card. It could be related to that. It definitely is one of those moments where the emotional impact of that is perhaps not over with, and you need to just kind of crack on, if that makes sense. Latoya, you can ask a question, my darling. You can ask a question, but just wait until I open up a free round, or go ahead and send it as a super chat. What we do here is I go through all the super chats first, and as soon as I've done all the super chats, then I will open up a free round. So then, Pinky, good evening to you. Just before I do open up a free round, I'm going to take a slurp of my coffee, and I'm going to play this. This is actually from one of our lovely moderators, Holland, and they very kindly sent me this.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen loads of times when people have said things like, oh yeah, that really resonates, or that's exactly it, you've hit the nail on the head. And because she doesn't sugarcoat, she just tells it like it is. It can really be quite an emotional and cathartic experience, because they're not just being told what they want to hear, they're being told, as she says it, what you need to know. So I definitely recommend her. It's a really good idea to sign up for one of her memberships because they're such good value. You can be part of private live streams that take place before the main ones. And then you're in a much smaller group of people, so you're not competing with all these other people to get a reading. And it's also just a chance to chat with other like-minded people who have that kind of spirituality.
Thank you very much for that, Holland. They said some very kind words there, but I'm not going to disagree with any of them because, you know, why would I disagree? I'd never say it myself. I will say that tarot is one of the very few things in life that I am good at. So yeah, I am very happy to say that. But yes, as for the rest of it, yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Good evening, Melissa. We'll be opening up a free round. I've got a couple more super chats in, and then I will be opening up another free round. So just hold on for that, my darling. Thank you, Neil. Right then, so Pinky, I've got your question in. There we go. Hello, is Fergal reconciling with me, or should I let go of him? What is coming for you in your future, in your love life? Okay, we'll have a look at that first of all. So then, as always, ringing the bell, bringing in the dragon. Good evening. Oh, God, stop saying good evening. Hello, Wispy. Welcome back. Oh, yeah, welcome. Welcome is a good word, isn't it? Because it's not time related. Maybe I need to use the word welcome instead of good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. That just sounds like I'm on the Truman Show. Anyway, right. Whiskey. Pinky would like to know if Fergal is going to be reconciling with Pinky anytime soon, or should Pinky let go of him? What is coming for Pinky in the future? That's what we want to know, specifically in the love life. That's what we want to know. We really want to focus on the... Yeah, a little bit of the...
Oh my.
I love that the sound effects now play properly. Oh, Wispy, stop chucking all the cards around. Sorry, everybody. Wispy, if you're doing it, we want one card, right? One card, and it's got to do a significant flip, not just a little. Yeah. Okay, that I would say is a significant flip. Right, okay, what have we got flipping? The Eight of Wands. Okay, right, so the Eight of Wands is your clarifying or modifying card. Now, for me, the Eight of Wands is all about choice in your confidence and in the structures of your life, because the Eight of Wands is literally, Wands is your suit related to confidence, and the Eight are all about taking new journeys and kind of looking at what you've achieved and how you move forward. And so in this instance, all of the wands are now fireworks, and they're all being lit at the same time, and they're all going to go off. They may all end up going off in the same moment. It could be a whole series, but you have got the choice to include whichever fireworks you want to go off and which parts of your life you want to, you know, have lovely bright tokens in the sky and things like that. So then let's have a look. We're going to do the same. Oh, the star. Now, when I said just a minute ago that some of the cards look a little bit like me, I don't know where they got this photo from of me collecting water in the stream at the back of my house. But, paparazzi, they get everywhere, don't they? They really do. So we've got the star. I wish. It's been a long time since I've been that thin. Right, we've got the star. Oh, we've got the lovers and the Three of Swords. Right. Okay, and we've got in the subconscious the Six, the Queen of Pence, and the Ace of Swords. Right, my darling. Okay. So then, it's going to be a time of change and shifts. A lot of shifting happening over this next month or so. Reason I'm saying that is because of the cards. That doesn't make any sense. So reason I'm saying that is in your where you are position, we've got the star. Now the star is a card that for me it depicts wishful thinking, because it's that wishing on a star moment. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Do they? Not if you don't take any action. We don't live in a Disney film. So in this case, the star is quite a limiting card, because the star is talking about wishes, and wishes aren't worth jack unless you take some action towards them. Do you know what I mean? Throw $1 in a fountain, great, hurrah, that's wonderful. However, it isn't actually going to be doing anything unless you put some intent behind it and start putting actions behind it. It's like the idea of manifesting, where you just, ask the universe for something and you don't follow it up. You don't put any belief in it. You don't put any structure, any energy, any power to it. It's not going to happen. And this is the same thing with that. And it is reversed. So it's saying that it feels almost like it feels like, yeah, as I say, like wishful thinking. So that instead of it being a positive, it kind of feels like quite a negative, if you like. So it feels like the relationship, you're wishing that it gets back together, whereas it doesn't feel as if that's sort of reality. Especially when we look again, we've had the Six of Wands come up again. Wands, confidence and security, as I said here, and the Six is all about kind of seeing your confidence and feeding your confidence through the reactions of other people. And this is reversed. So again, it feels like you've taken a bit of a knock because the relationship goals that you wanted haven't worked out, and because of that, so much of your identity was linked in with this relationship that now it's left you a bit floundering. In the what you need to know position, we've got the Lovers. Now this deck is a little bit different in terms of the Lovers, because normally the Lovers is depicted as a couple of people sometimes a throuple, but it's people in a romantic relationship, and it's that lovey-dovey. This depiction of the lovers is far, far deeper. And basically what it says is that you can see this is actually the same person. This is their shadow. And in this case, the lovers is actually saying you need to be able to love yourself before you love someone else. Can I get an amen up in here? Quote by RuPaul. However, it's literally saying that. It's literally your shadow self. And the card is saying you need to be able to get connected to the parts of your life that you don't like, the parts of your psyche you don't like, the parts of your emotional state you don't like, your shadow self, all of those elements of who you are that you are least impressed by, that you are least comfortable with. You need to get in touch with all of those. And you need to be able to do that so deeply and so thoroughly that whether Fergal comes back or not, you are a happy bunny. You are able to move on in your life. You need to be able to do it in such a way that you are in love with you before you are able to move forward. And so although on the surface this card looks like it's saying, oh yes, everything's going to be lovey-dovey, I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like there's reconciliation here, particularly because of this next set of cards. It feels like the journey for you is, if this is true, that this was wishful thinking and that a lot of your confidence was linked in with how people see you, then this is the next step. To get over that, you really need to connect with who you are on a fundamental level and not just accept yourself, but learn to love yourself, warts and all. That weird toe you've got, that strange elbow skin, that bit behind your ear that's a little bit knobbly, whatever the hell it is, that extra roll of fat, the boob that's bigger than the other, the ball that's lower than the other, whatever it is that is with you, that you are uncomfortable about your body, you need to get in touch with that. Whatever it is about you in terms of your psyche, maybe I'm too quiet, maybe I need to be a bit more this, more that. Get in touch and love who you are right now. Okay, not who you want to be, not who you dream about being. Again, wish. Get in touch and get in to connect with that part of you right now that you like the least, and learn to love that part and go from there. That is what the lovers in this deck is indicating, which is why I love this deck so much. Alongside the lovers, or in connection with the lovers, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is a card that is talking about wanting to maintain a nurturing growth. So it's almost like, it feels like you're somebody who has a certain amount of perhaps loving, caring kind of nature about yourself, somebody who really wants to help and wants to, support other people. But this is saying you need to love and support yourself. Okay, so this is how you are around other people. Put it this way, Pinky, you need to treat yourself as you would treat a friend who's had a dodgy relationship and is going through it. You would give them that support, you would give them that care, you would give them that comfort. You need to do that for you. Okay, that's what this section is saying. Because when we look at the relationship future, we've got the three of swords, and we've got the the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Both are reversed. So this is you not wanting to maybe admit or to recognize fully where things are. But you've got the Heartbreak card, my darling, and you've got the Ace of Swords, which is about a new project, a new beginning, a new issue, because swords are the issues, swords are the challenges. And it feels like that this relationship probably isn't going to happen further, and that there's stuff that you need to deal with and issues that you need to deal with. It's just that at the moment it feels too painful, particularly because, again, this clarifying card is coming in and saying that I don't know how long the relationship you had with Fergal was. It feels like it was probably either quite substantial in terms of impact or quite substantial in terms of time, because this card is talking about changing all of the factors of your life and moving forward in a different pattern. And the cards are certainly reflecting that, my darling. So what I would say is that it doesn't feel like Fergal is coming back. It feels like you've got a bit of work for yourself to heal from whatever that relationship was, whatever this heartbreak is. Because again, your question is, should I let go of him? I think the answer is yes. This is you not wanting to. The reversal is you not wanting to do that yet. But it does feel like that's going to be the healthiest option long term, because although it leads to some challenges, it feels like that is the healthy way to move forward rather than being stuck in this space. And I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. But that is going to be the answer to your question. And once again, I'm ever so sorry if that isn't what you came here to hear, my darling, but I can only give you the answers that you need, but not necessarily the ones that you want. And again, thank you very much for your question. Right then, okay, let me come back onto the comments and let me swap the screen. There we go. Right then, so 1.5 years, yeah. It's, again, it's not the longest. There's been an awful lot of people out there that have had much, much longer relationships, but 1.5 years is significant. It really is significant. You know, if you think about a puppy, right? Think about a puppy. A little puppy goes from being, what, just born blind, not being able to do anything. At 1.5, it's a fully adult dog running around with its own ideas, its own mind, you know, everything else. It's a dog. It's an adult, almost an adult dog. So 1.5 years is a long time. And, you know, even look for children and things like that. It's the same, you know what I mean? Right then, let me have a look. Oh, this is wonderful. I like this. The greatest love story ever is the relationship with yourself. Oh, that's just sent the hair on the back of my neck up and down. Well done, Judy. I completely agree with that. You're going to be at is this about York Pride? I will be there. It's this coming Saturday. I will be there. I think Rufus is going to drop me off. It's not really his thing. So I think he's going to drop me off. I will be wearing, I think, a purple dress and a purple tunic-y dress and some black leggings, probably. And I may or may not, I don't know. I might have some trans flag colours and things with me. I don't know yet. Depends. But yes, I will probably be there. I will be there. Welcome, fellow teenagers. It is I, a fellow teenager. No, I can't do that. Although, that's funny. That is funny. Right then, let's have a look. You've got your train ticket. Yay! It's going to be cool. It's going to be May. Yeah, I don't know if I'm just doing this one Pride this year or whether I'm going to be doing lots of them. But anyway, right. Thank you ever so much for your question, Pinky. I know I got sent off on a tangent then, didn't I? Let me just do, what should I do? I want to play something. I'm going to play something. No, I'm not. Oh, actually, yes. By the way, I didn't even play it at the beginning. Sorry, I was supposed to. In case you're wondering about the adulty language, yeah.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
I was just about to swap the camera over and I just saw a question coming from Ellis just before I moved to the next reading. Ellis is asking, do I use tote bags? So this is the most recent tote bag I bought. Beetlejuice. I have tote bags in many different styles, many different color ranges, many different IPs, all across everything. So yes, I'm a major fan of the tote bag. So yay. Yes, I do. Meet up, Holland and Lisa, so you aren't a Billy No Mates when you get there. Is Ed going too? I'm hoping we can all meet up. Jay and the Nibbling crew are going to be there. It's really cool, Robin. I think it might have been... Hang on. Oh, it's a Romwe. It's a Shein. It's a Shein. There you go. I thought for a second it was I was going to be like, oh my God. I thought for a second it was going to be a Temu. But I haven't ordered anything off them for a long time. So, y'all, it's a Shein. Anyway, right. I am. It looks very good. I'm getting all distracted now. So then, I'll tell you what. Oh, no, hang on. I can't. I was about to say, let's have a 2-minute break and we'll do... we'll have a chat about other things, but I can't really. So, Moonlight 5, I've got your question in. We'll have to do that on Sunday on the members. Yeah. Is your ex thinking about you, Moonlight 5? Will he contact you? I will have a look. We'll go ahead and do that right now, my darling. I'm going to swap the camera and I will do that right now. Hang on. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Right then. So yes, I am excited about the Beetlejuice film coming out. I'm also excited about the new Crow film coming out, even though they've pushed it back a few months. So yes, right. Anyway, enough about that. Moonlight 5, your reading is coming up right now. There we go. Right then. I'm trying to put swooshes in between so I can put the times on the doodah again. Wispy. Hang on. See, I got all distracted there. You saw that then, didn't you? You saw that in real time. I got completely distracted because we were talking about films and because I mentioned Beetlejuice and then that was it. Off the tangent. Off I go. Off on those train tracks I go. I've just pressed... Why? Come on, Wispy. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? My Stream Deck stopped working. What? There we go. It's all right. I just needed to pull the software up on screen. Thank you. Come on. Minimize now. What is going on today? Weird. Weird computer. Weird hands. Okay. 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 Right. I'm cleansing the Stream Deck now. Cleansing the computer. There we go. Right. Let's have no nonsense of that. Thank you very much. Right then, Wispy. Moonlight 5 would like to know, is their ex thinking about them and will he contact them? Let's have a look. This would be best with a 3. We're going to do... which was the one that I saw? Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So we're going to go with what your ex wants. Okay, what you want with your ex. Ooh. And the relationship future. All right. Okay. In fact, Wispy, I'm gonna add a 4th, and we'll talk about that one in a second. Right then. So, the 3 of Wands. What does your ex want? 3 of Wands. Wands is about security and confidence. This is reversed. It normally for me, 3s are about taking the relationship to another level. So either bringing in, getting a pet, moving in together, having kids. It's that next stage. And the reason I look at 3s as being connected to relationships is because all 2s for me are about couples. That's just the way my brain kind of understands them with the dragon. So the 3 of Wands is literally saying that what your ex wants is to either... I'm just going to say it, is to move on with a relationship that will get to that stage, if that makes sense, because it's reversed. It's like this next level for some reason wasn't possible with you, so they want to move on to somebody else where they can take that relationship to that next level, and it's all about confidence in the relationship. However, it feels like what you want or wanted was, or what you felt from the relationship, I guess, was that it was all or nothing. It's famine or feast, because the Nine of Pentacles is normally work, career, finances, but it's also talking about growth. But this card is literally famine, nothing on the plate, or feast, where you've got all of this here. And it's like, it's all or nothing. And for you, it feels like, you know, you would want, whether that be the standard idea of marriage and house and kids and all of that stuff, or whether you wanted something else that would give you that idea of permanence. The 9 is talking when something is full, so whether that is a financial link, or, you know, shared bank accounts, all of that stuff that comes with relationships. It feels like for you it was more of a I don't just want a fling. I want a serious relationship out of this. The relationship future, there isn't one. Unfortunately, my darling, it's the 5 of Wands. Again, 5s are about situations that are kind of can go one of two ways. Okay, whichever way it goes, the 5s are always about some sense of loss. So we've got one of the wands has been turned into a 2x4 with a nail in. One's been made into a flaming torch. One is a branch on fire, and one is the pitchfork. And then you've got the baseball bat here that's also been made out of a wand. So we've got these. They've all been made. Which is the best one to take down the hornet's nest? None of them. None of them you should be hitting a hornet's nest with, because you will come off worst. And this is kind of what this is saying. Is like, look, it's almost like you've got a bit of a, I wouldn't say a lucky escape, but a bit of a lucky escape here. And it feels like, in terms of confidence building and everything else, it feels like you things ended when it was supposed to end, put it that way. So I don't think there's going to be any contact, but we'll find out. Oh, again, the Lovers. So this was what is to come for yourself. And so what's to come for yourself, this isn't, as I said, this deck, the Lovers, has a very, very different meaning. So this is, again, I think this is, again, another lesson about loving yourself. Because certainly these 3 cards don't suggest in any way, shape or form that that your ex is hanging around or sort of still around. He may think about you from time to time in the way that, you know, a lot of us think about our exes, in just sort of that, either in the, oh my God, what was I thinking level, or in the, I'm glad I'm out of that, or in the, wow, that's something that was a thing. I remember I went out with that person for a while. And yeah, it kind of feels like that, if that makes sense. It feels like that's the only level of thinking about you there is that it's like, yeah, we went out, now we're not. Okay. This, though, is for you. This is that, again, going on that spiritual, emotional, healing journey of getting to know yourself really, really well, to then be able to move forward. This is why I love this deck so fucking much, because this card is like this should come up in every single reading, because I think this is something that every single one of us needs to be able to know and get to the point where we do have this. Oh, there we go, that's better. Where we do have this idea of self-love being the most important kind. It's the reason why on aeroplanes they tell you to, you know, put your mask on before putting the mask on, before helping somebody else put theirs on. Because if you pass out, then there's 2 people that have passed out. If the other person passes out, but you've got your mask on, you can still put the mask on them. Do you know what I mean? And this is that thing. If you learn to love and accept yourself, you will be able to find that same love, that honest truth, that depth of love with somebody else. and this came up in the what you need to do, if that makes sense. Like, so this is relationship, this is what you need to do to move forward. And I hope that helps, Moonlight 5. I really do. But thank you ever so much for your question tonight. And that is your reading. Right then, let me swap back to the other camera. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put these cards away. Right then, I do believe that is all of the super chats read. Yes, it is. That is all of the super chats. Right. Okay, let me just have a look in the doodah. What? 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 That's so cool. That's so cool. That is so cool. That is so fucking cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. Fucking hell, that is so cool. Wow. Anyway, sorry about that, Moonlight 5. The relationship did not grow because of his instability. There's a lot of that. He didn't want to change or grow anything, just drinking. I'm so sorry, my darling. At least you know, right? 5 years down the drain. No, it's not. It's not 5 years down the drain. You had a relationship. You learnt things in that relationship. If nothing else, you have learnt what boundaries you need to set for future relationships, right? This isn't back to square one. Might not be a square you want to land on, but you now know what your line in the sand is. And that's the way to think about it. I will never accept that ever again. So there you go. That's your line in the sand. Go off and do that lover card work, that shadow work. Get to love yourself. Get to really, really understand who you are as a person and love yourself as a person. And then trust me, and in the weirdest and most wonderful of ways, somebody will come into your life that fits your boundaries and accepts you exactly as you are because they've done that same work. That's how life happens, my darling. But it's a learning curve, and at least you now know what you won't put up with. So you are a step forward at least. Right then, okay. Sorry, I am amazed at that. You'll build a mast. Okay. Oh, thank you. That's really nice. I like presents. You're always good for a tangent. I know, Robin. I know. How are you doing anyway? I hope you're doing incredibly well. I really, really do. Yes. Well, hang on. I was just going to say, I'm not exactly hard to miss, am I? You know what I mean? Anyway, right. It is time. Eventually, we've got through the super chat. So those of you that have been waiting for a free round, thank you ever so much for that. And again, are you ready? Because we are going to open a round. Are you ready for this? Okay, I've just sent it. We've officially opened a free round. So then, my darlings, if you would like a free tarot reading, this is the moment to go ahead and jump on. To get a free tarot reading, what do you need to do? Quite simply, all you need to do is pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then choose one of those at random. If they get 2 questions in, we go to a talisman toss. A bit like a coin toss. If there's more than 2 questions in, then I use the jog wheel, close my eyes, and invariably click on 15 things before I click on one of the questions, because I'm doing it literally blinded. So if that's what you want, a free question, the round is now open. Go ahead, put your question into the live chat, and just in case you missed what I said, because I invariably mess this up because of my poor mouth that doesn't work properly, yeah, or something, it's my brain, then here's a handy dandy recap. You see, this is the part of the evening I've got to put my glasses on because I can't see very clearly, and so I need to have a look and go into this like that. Right, so that didn't make any sense, but hopefully you know what I mean. Right then, so I've got Latoya, Amanda Kay, Strange Presence, Tonya, Fallon, and right. So I've got 4 questions in. So the way I do it when we've got multiple questions in is I literally go to another screen and then I will pick them at random. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're literally going like this, and I hope that I'm on. Is that a question? Nope. Okay, go again. Where the hell? Where's me mouse? Oh, God, that was lucky. I almost ended the stream. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a good thing. Right, here we go. This one. Hopefully this one. This one. Oh, flaming it. I need a better way of doing this. I really do need a better way of doing this. Right. Strange Presence. Oh my God. Robin. Hello. Am I following the right path for her sake? Right. Okay. Let me hit the star button so that goes onto the other screen. There we go. So everybody else who asks questions, do me a favor, select and copy your question. So Tonya, Latoya, and Amanda, select and copy your question, hold it, like copy it, and wait until I do Strange Presences reading, Robin's reading, and then I will choose another, we'll open up another round. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Patricia. You said that in a much more succinct way than I did. Yeah. Yeah, I do need to find like a random number generator or something, because invariably when I'm on the screen and I've got like the 4 questions in, there's this little bit of the screen and I'm doing my mouse like this, but the mouse is ending up all over the screen. So I need to find a way. Do I need a load of different sided dice? That might be a way. No, because that won't work either. I don't know. I need to find a way. If anybody's got an idea of how to randomize selecting anything from 3 to 10 numbers, please let me know in the comment section. But I'm going to swap the camera over. Oh, right. Hang on. What? Oh, the computer's doing a thing. Right. Bear with. I'm going to... I'll do your reading, Strange Presence, straight after this. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Right then, so hopefully that's all actually moving. Right. Two, three. I don't know how many I did then. It didn't feel right. Okay, Wispy. Good evening. Welcome once again, oh Wispy one. And there we go. Strange Presence's question is on the screen. Am I following the path for her sake, says Strange Presence. So Wispy, that's what we want to know. Is Strange Presence following the path for her, the right path for her sake? Is Strange Presence following the right path for her sake? Let's have a look. So we do your drop. There we go. And where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity of future is. Okay, so in the where you are, we've got the Ace of Pentacles again coming up, second time today. So the Ace of Pentacles, aces are talking about new starts, new projects. Pentacles are talking about career, work, finances. So this is basically saying maybe not to start anything new right now, if that makes sense. It's talking about being able to basically, this isn't the right time to make any financial changes. So if it's a job or if it's anything like that, this isn't the right time maybe to take that up or to go. I don't know. Hang on, right, Wispy, what are you trying to put in my head? Come on. I don't know if this is money in or money out. It feels like it could end up being money out. Come on, Wispy. It's right up. I Right. Okay. I'm getting something, strange presence, around the idea of either working for yourself or starting something up for yourself. And it's kind of, it's feeling that this is not a good time for that. Especially if it's linked in with spending a lot of money in the hope of making money. So whether that is making physical items to sell, or whether that is investing in something, or it just feels that this isn't a good time to be spending money in the hope of making it back for some reason. So I don't know whether you're looking at a small business, an Etsy business, a market stall, anything like that around sort of working for yourself, or working, creating your own sort of business as an extra side hustle, or as a main income stream. It's kind of saying this is not the best time to do that at the moment. Come on, Wispy. What is it you're trying to say? There's something here about, like, hang on. Sorry, everyone. Wispy's trying to. This is where the slight mediumship thing comes in, because I'm getting more than just a meaning on the card. I'm getting market stall, market. A shop in a market, what is it? What is it, Wispy? I can't see clearly what this is. Come on. I don't know what it is, Robin, but it feels like it feels like oh, come on, brain. It feels like a small business setup, but you would have to pay out a fair bit of money in advance of doing it. Do you know what it feels like? It's giving me the vibe. Last year, I went and did a Mind, Body, Spirit event. And this particular event, I was required to buy a CD recorder, basically, where I could, when I was doing my readings, it would be recorded live onto a CD. Nobody uses CDs anymore. But anyway, I got this piece of equipment. It cost 200 quid, plus a load of blank CDs. I then was told I needed £5 million in public liability insurance. And everything I had needed to be PAT tested, blah, 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 blah. So there were all these rules. I spent out probably something like £500 or £600 in total to go and do one single event. I did not make my money back in any way, shape or form at that one single event. I did 2 other events that year, last year, and I didn't make my money back that I spent at the initial one at the other 2 either. So I basically went and worked 3 events for 0 money, plus petrol and that, which was another negative, because I had to go and buy all this equipment at the first one, which was really shit. So it's Wispy's given me this, right? So it's like if there's something you're planning on doing work-wise where you're working for yourself, but you're going to have to invest in equipment or in things to sell or whatever it is, if you have to pay out more money, then this is not a good time for it, if that makes sense, right? Thank you, Wispy. Right, that's the connection, because I was seeing people and market stalls, and it's because in this event space that we did, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was amazing because I got to meet, all the mods got to meet up. So Neil came down and Holland was there and Patricia was there and Ed was there, and everybody got to hang out together, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. But the event itself was shit. But anyway, that's what Wispy was trying to give me. So yeah, so I don't know what that relates to you, Robin. I don't know whether you're going to run a small shop or something, but don't pay out any money. Anyway, right, back on track. What you need to know, the 9 of Wands reversed. Now look, this is not, whatever this is, don't let it affect your confidence, right? This is talking about economic climates right now. This is not talking about anything. It's not saying you don't have the ability to sell homemade cakes or whatever the hell it is, right? You have the ability. It's just this is not the right moment. This is not the right time financially. Do not let that affect your confidence, because this is reversed. Whatever it is you're wanting to do, keep working on that idea. Just don't launch it yet, right? It feels like you'll know when it's the right time. Something will happen and something will drop into place, and it will make this card irrelevant, because it won't be a case of starting completely from scratch. It will be a case of kind of either taking over something or joining something, or it will be something that's a lot more collaborative, put it that way, rather than it being spending out loads of money to go and do some events. Not a good idea. But don't let that stop your confidence, because the confidence is absolutely 100% there. Okay, so do the confidence thing. That is still like all of your abilities there. When you know the time is right, then you'll be able to do it. In terms of the opportunities in the future, you've got the 3 of Cups. So this is a really good card in terms of family, in terms of taking relationships to the next level, in terms of all of that. So this is a really nice card. Quite often the 3 of Cups is depicted as the 3 muses. So it could be that there'll be a time where the time is right because the muses will tell you, if that makes sense. It's like it will be very obvious that this is the perfect time for you to go and open your shop or open a stall or whatever it is you're doing. It will be very obvious that that's the right moment. It could also be that this is talking about asking advice of the sisterhood, right? Because it's like what you've got here is tea, coffee mornings, things like that. So it could be, if there is something that I wish I knew what this job was. If there's something that you want to do where promoting it over the course of the year, like, oh, hang on, what is it you do? Hang on. You do nails or hair or both? You're in the beauty field. So yeah, don't set up your own salon yet. It's not the time for a salon, but you do something in the beauty field. Can you do your thing from I don't know whether you do it from home or is this coffee mornings? I think this is coffee mornings, you know. I think this is coffee mornings. It sounds really weird. Are you following the right path for her sake? Coffee mornings. I'm stuck on the word coffee mornings. I cannot think of anything else. But there is something here around perhaps building up a client base through coffee mornings and doing things that way and then doing this. Like, it's not the right time for this, so don't. But yeah, right. Hang on. Of course, of all people, it would be somebody like Robin, who is already psychic and aware and switched on herself, that makes me connect with Wispy in a particular way. It feels like use this as a marketing tool for the coming year or so, right? Coffee mornings, family events, family events, community events, school events, anything like that where you can promote yourself as is it hair and nails? I think it's hair and nails. As a beauty person, whatever it is that you do in that field. I can't remember because fibro brain. But anyway, whatever it is, promote yourself that way until you get to a point. There will be somebody external, because that's where the 3 is coming from. Somebody external will recognize or will have an opportunity that you can take advantage of. Don't do this now. Wait until this arrives, right? Somebody somewhere will either have a salon that they need a stylist in, or a nail technician, or whichever it is, I can't remember, but there will be something later down the line where somebody will say, aha, this is an opportunity. But you have to get out there and do this networking thing at sort of, what's it called? Like Mum's Net. Don't go Mum's Net. It's incredibly homophobic, racist, and transphobic and all those other things, but something like that. So you connect through all the groups on the Facebook, you know, mums of whatever city you live in, because obviously I don't know that. But you connect through that and you start growing your business that way and growing it underground. And then there's something, then this will turn around. Anyway, I hope that helps, Holland. I wasn't expecting Wispy to come in with a bloody thingy mental link. That was odd. But thank you very much for your question. I hope you're doing really well. And now is not the right time, but soon. Oh, here comes Rufus with a quick recap. No, here comes Rufus with a quick coffee. That's lovely. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Look, I've got a coffee. It's almost like I'm fueled by coffee or something. Thank you. Love you. Dinner smells nice. All I can smell is onions and garlic, but it smells amazing. Oh, burgers. Oh, it smells nice. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, Robin. And thanks ever so much for your question. And thanks for popping in. We haven't seen you on this channel for the longest time. Right, let me click the buttons and do the buttons. Do you know what? We haven't had a wispy connection here for like a psychic-y connection for a while. And I was only thinking to myself the other day, oh, maybe I don't need to go and do this medium course then, because wispy seems to be quiet right now. Yeah, that's about right. Right then, let's have a look. Where do we go back to? You hung up on your group chat. Oh, okay. To pay attention. You were thinking of... Oh, I can't read. Where's the bloody... Are my glasses here? No. Are they on my head? No. Then look on the desk. That's what I have to do. You were thinking of dedicating time to set up your nail business soon. It is a nail business. So you'll push that back a bit. Yeah, not quite the right time. Wow. What? You're supposed to be helping run a store for the women's support group you're part of, so maybe that's the store. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So there is a stall, because that was really confusing me, because it was like, hang on, but you're also supposed to be setting up a hobby hub. What's a hobby hub? Hobby hub? Hub. I don't know what that is. Hobby Hub. Group soon, but I don't think there's any financial expectation for that as it's a side project for the women's group. Okay, you've got a lot on. Yeah, you have got a lot on right now. Your Hobby Hub has been pitched as a crafty coffee. Is this something where you can show your expertise and teach other people to do something? Coffee morning. I'm fixated on the phrase coffee morning. Whatever that is, investigate it, because this could be a backdoor way in. This could be a backdoor way in. Yeah, you did used to do it with Kirsty all the time. It's because you are bloody psychic, and you know you are, and you bring that in, and then all of a sudden, wow. Right, okay, bear with everybody. Coffee morning, absolutely a way to go. That word just kept going round and round and round in my head. So yeah, and I don't know what the stall is, but give that a go as well. I knew it was beauty or nails. In my head I was going, I remember you doing something with that. That's a long time ago. There we go. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Back in the day, God. Anyway, I hope you're doing really well, Robin. I really do. And I hope everything's going well with you, little and all of that. So, yes. Right then, let me have a look. So then, let's go. We are going to open up another round. Oh, hang on. It's somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is it? Where did I just see someone's birthday? Latoya. Hang on. Which Latoya? I did see we've got two Latoyas in. Good evening, Latoya Bryant. Today is your birthday. We choose the readings by random, unless you want to send yours as a super chat. But because it is your birthday, we're going to do this for you. So if it's your birthday today, like Latoya Bryant, happy birthday to you. It's also my Nibbling's birthday today. So happy birthday to the Nibbling. And I know they're not going to be watching this because they're off out with friends enjoying their birthday in the way that young people can. So yes, but happy birthday to the Nibbling. If you are watching this, Jay, then why? You must have the hangover of all hangovers. But I will see you on Saturday at York, my ever so lovely, very old Nibbling. Don't you love it when siblings' eldest children get so old that they can drink? And it's just like, how does that happen? How does it happen when your nieces, nephews and Nibblings get that age? I don't understand how time works. But anyway, happy birthday to you if it's your birthday today. Right then, let's go ahead and open up another free round. Wah, 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 wah. That's what I just said. We'll open up a free round, which means if you would like to ask a question, please go ahead and pop your question into the live stream, starting with the word question. So, oh God, they are going fast. Yep, they are going. Hello, Ed's here as well. Good evening, Ed. Good evening, Creative Seed. We are opening a free round right now. So if you would like a free reading, go ahead and do the things that are coming up on the bottom of the screen now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee that it's next. Or another thing that you can do is to pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will choose one of those at random. One of them will get beamed up. That wasn't the button I thought it was going to be. But yes, that's all you need to do to get yourself a free reading. Put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I'll pick one of those at random. Or to guarantee you're next, send it across as a super chat. Those are the two ways to get readings on this channel. And yeah, we'll be back after this. Okay, right, let me take that banner off the screen. There we go. Right then. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good evening, Lavina. Didn't see you in on the chat. 6. 6 people in. Right, so 6 people in. Oh, no, this is where I could do it with a dice. Do I happen to have a dice? Like, I'm looking on my desk. Why would I have a dice? It's the most ridiculous thing. But, right, okay then. So we will go with, I'll just have to do this the same way. So let me put Patricia's, hang on, there we go. Do it that way round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got all 6 on my screen. Oh, that makes it easy. I've got 6 of them on my screen. So I'm just going up and down. Basically, when I say it makes it easy, I've got a complete screen and it's full of those 6 questions. So that makes life easy. It means I'm not going to accidentally click on a different comment or anything. So here we go then. If you're reading, if you, do I have a drum roll? No, is the answer. Right, okay, let's pick one of these. My eyes are closed. This one, is this a reading? Where is the mouse? Right, no, okay, one more. Try and keep it small movements, Lisa. This one. Lavina Ezrani. Oh, right, okay, Lavina Ezrani. Oh, Lavina, I can't keep asking this question, my darling. You keep asking the same question about Aniket. I think I've answered this every week for the last few weeks, my darling. I can't, honestly, I think I only answered this either the last session or the session before that, and it's too soon to keep asking the same question, my darling. The way that tarot works is it sees things in patterns, and it sees those patterns as events change. So nothing in the tarot deck is hang on, let me just take this off. So no, this one, there we go. So nothing in the tarot deck is completely fixed in a tarot reading. As events change, as we change our minds, because we've got that ability to change our minds and make different decisions about our lives. So as you make those decisions, it changes. But a week isn't long enough for those decisions to take place. A week isn't long enough for anything that we advised you last week, for any of that to start causing any changes. Because it literally, if you look at my hands, like, see the difference? This will be last week and this is this week. Effectively, it's still the same place. Everything here is in the same place. It's just the slightest change. In 2 weeks' time, in 3 weeks' time, in 4 weeks' time or 6 weeks' time, you can see there's a massive change. And then your life is off on this tangent. But right now, it's only a couple of degrees. Each week is only a couple of degrees off. Unless there's something where you've had an almighty blowout with Aniket, unless you've had the biggest argument, the biggest row ever, in which case that can cause, you know, that shift, if you like, in your time stream. That can cause the sheer explosive nature of that emotional output will change, will create that tangent. And then it's down to, do we get back together or do we continue going our separate ways? But at this point, my darling, it's only very, very recently that you had a reading about Aniket, so I don't think I can read that one for you, my darling. I know that you need help, my darling, but I can't, because nothing has changed. That's how that works, my darling. Nothing has changed. So I could read for you every single day, but it's not going to give you any different answers. And I know that that's hard to hear, my darling, but it really isn't going to make a difference. It really isn't going to change something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose another one of those that was asked. Lavina, it isn't fair to choose another one right now, my darling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, randomly pick a question from the 5 people that were in there. Creative Seed, I've got yours in. I will read yours after this next one, if that makes sense. Yeah, thank you, Ed. So it's between Stephanie, Tonya, Latoya Bryan, Latoya Hart, and Amanda Kay. Right then, I'm just going to click one of these at random, and we're going with this one. Oh, that's not one. Right, okay, one more time. Clickety click, click, click. Here, please be a question. Amanda K. Right, there you go, my darling. Everybody else, select and copy your question and get ready to put it in the live chat. As I always say, please don't ask the same question if you had a reading last week, because I won't be able to get to it. So yeah, please do give it time. Nothing changes in that amount of time. Creative Seed, you'll be up after this, my darling. So Amanda K, let me have a look. I'm going to do your reading. Where is it? I'm going to do your reading just about 17 seconds time.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Just on a side tangent, why is it when someone else makes you a coffee, it always tastes better than when you make it yourself? Once they know how you like it, you know what I mean? Why is it always better when somebody else makes it? Anyway, right. We cleanse the space with the bell. We bring in the ever lovely Wispy, the air elemental dragon that I work with. If you don't know the type of... Oh, there we go. Hang on a second. We've had a card flip. Is that just one card? Yes, it is. It's the second time we've had this come up tonight as a clarifying card or modifying card. Right. If you don't know what Wispy is an air elemental dragon who I created. Yep, he is a creation. He's a servitor, egregore, tulpa type thing. If you want to know for sure, go down in the description box. There's a link to the podcast episode where me and Necro Neil discuss Wispy and my other dragons and talk about how Wispy was created and how the dragons were created. Anywho, as soon as a card jumps out the way that 8 of Wands did, that's when we do your cut, Amanda, and that's when we draw the cards. So where you are, what you need to know, and what the future is. And your question is, me and your crush, if we start contacting, where would it lead? Right, okay. So initially, where you are right now, we've got the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so first of all, Pentacles is work, career, finances. So if this person works in the same sort of field as you or works in the same office as you, this will be why it's highlighted. But the 2s, regardless of what they are, for me, are about people coming together. Now, if it's in the workplace, it could be as co-workers or as teammates. If you've met, it's not just work, it could be study, it could be apprenticeship, it could be anything in that sort of field. But it does feel as if there is a connection, and it feels as if there is a connection which is there's a money connection here as well, not just because the card is the Pentacles, which is work, career, finances, but there's something else here around money that is connecting the 2 of you. So this is in the where you are right now. Okay, so this is looking like that's interesting if you do get a connection. The 4 of Pentacles is coming in terms of what you need to know, and the 4 is about stability. So this is talking about work stability, and I'll get onto this in a minute because this card changes quite a lot. So this is about work stability or sort of a lack of growth, because 4s are about, if you think of 4 table legs, 4 chair legs, it keeps us stable. This tree, as you can see, the actual trunk of the tree itself has been chopped down, but when we look at growth, there is a little branch holding on, a little sapling, so that will eventually regenerate the tree. The roots are fine, the roots are absolutely not a problem, but most of the tree is gone. So it is talking about taking time to regrow, taking time to refresh, but eventually that stability will continue. However, we've then go to the potential future, and we've got a stagnancy in the romance element. So this is, again, it's the 4, but it's the 4 of Cups, and it's reversed. So where here, it feels positive because you've got that sort of stability at work, or stability in the amount of effort that it's going to take. I don't honestly feel like it's going to lead anywhere potentially exciting. The Four of Cups, so fours when they're reversed are talking about stagnant energy, okay? Really, really stuck energy. Now, it could be if there were other cards in front or if there were other cards around, if it was more than the 8, it could be that stagnancy could be altered, and it can with the 8. I'll explain that in just a second. But it doesn't feel as if the relationship's got legs, if that makes sense. So then let's bring that 8 of Wands in. As a clarifying card, it changes things a little bit because it's talking about the dynamic and about the kind of the impact that if you were to start kind of contacting and you know, getting together, what would happen. This is quite an explosive change, okay? It's a big change. You've heard me say earlier with the 8 of Wands that it's like throwing all these different areas of your life up in the air and grabbing the ones you want to take forward. Well, that is great, but this is an explosive change. This isn't just the time path shifting, you know, a little bit. This is that time path shifting like all the way. And that isn't necessarily going to be a good thing because you've got stability here. Are you going to risk that with this card? Are you going to risk the stability, that growth area, that financial work career study area? Are you going to risk that? But then you've got the outcome card, which is the 4 of Cups reverse, which is stagnant energy in the love field. This could change that. But what it could also do when the fireworks go off, it could just highlight how stagnant the relationship energy, that love energy is. And listen, nobody wants stagnant water for a long time. It needs to be cleaned out, redone. The pool needs to be changed and new pumps, all of that. Nobody wants this for a long time. And the thing with this firework card, it's just going to highlight it and make it even worse. In all honesty, you're asking where it leads. I don't think it leads to a very good place, particularly because you've got no other cup card. There's no other growth. Like there's growth in terms of the Pentacles, but there's no other romantic growth cards. There's none of the major cards highlighted. There's nothing here that suggests a decent kind of committed relationship is going to work, put it that way, apart from this stagnant one. So for me, my darling, I think that would be very clear that if you did make contact, I don't think it would go very far, very well. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for your question. And that is your reading for today. Right then, I've got, who else did I have up next? Thank you, Amanda Kay, for your question. Creative Seed. There we go. Hello, my darling. Your name is... Oh, I need my glasses on. Hang on a second. Even on this screen, it's still difficult to read when I've been streaming for 2 hours. My name is Lalita Singhal. I'm a school teacher. I struggle with a particular class, 4th D. Wanted to know the future dealing with these children. Do you know what? I have never, ever had a question like that before. That is fascinating. Right. Okay. You've had a card jump, and it's the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, it's the red flag card. It's the King card, but we'll get to that. Let me just have a look. Let me just have a look. Right then, my darling. So, right. Wispy. I didn't cleanse the energy either. I do apologise. I was moving straight on, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wispy. Lalita Singhal. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't think I am. Singhal. Singhal. Lalita. Wispy, Lalita would like to know, what is the future dealing with a particularly difficult class at school? Okay, what is the future dealing with these children? So I'm going to do you I'm going to do an inverted V. Right, so where you are, what you need to know, what the future is, where you are, what you, oh God, 6 of Wands again, 4 of Pentacles again. I have shuffled these cards. Page of Wands, okay, interesting. Connecting the 6 of Wands to, oh, Temperance. That makes perfect sense, right? 6 of Wands to the Pentacles. I'll explain. Pentacles to Wands this side. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the major cards coming in here, you see. Major Arcana cards coming in. And then we've got the 5 of Swords as your root card. So then, the King of Wands as your clarifying card. The King of Wands, we call it the red flag card because literally they're carrying a red flag in terms of if this was a relationship, a romantic relationship. However, when we're dealing with a situation like you, the King of Wands is actually a really positive card because it's saying that overall you need to approach this with maximum confidence, right? Absolutely your tip-top level of confidence, 100% confident, literally right at the very top of that measure. I'm not going to say 110% because we all know that's bollocks, right? 100% of a thing is the maximum amount of a thing you can have. That's what we're talking about. It's full, right? You need to approach this with authority because of the King and with your confidence at the all-time high. Do not let them whistle you down in any way, shape or form, right? That is what that one card is saying. The rest of this is reflective of that because we've got where you are now, the 6 of Wands reversed. Your identity is wrapped up in this class. They are getting to you, my darling. The 6 of Wands, so 6s are about community, Wands is about confidence, self-esteem, all of those lovely things. This card is reversed, which means that basically, look, all of this is getting to you. The way that the class are acting or not reacting to the things you're wanting them to do is getting to you. And the reason I'm saying that is because it feels like a lot of your confidence around this community of kids is linked very strongly with your ability to get the community of kids to listen, to do their work, blah, 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 because obviously that is your job. But you're letting them get in your head, right? You're letting them get under your skin. They're in your head. They're living rent free in your head. And at the moment, that's something that is getting to you. That is what is knocking you down. And again, this card has given you that advice of don't do that. Go in all guns blazing. You know, you are the authority figure. You are super confident. In terms of what you need to know, we've got the 4 of Pentacles. So things are stable with your job, right? No one's getting the sack at the moment. No one's getting relieved. No one's getting in trouble. The fact that you've got a particularly difficult class is a fact that you've got particularly difficult class. There's probably highly strung students in there, strong personalities, kids that are developing and learning who they are and expressing all of that, which is great for them. But your job in controlling and cajoling that into being a productive, you know, educational environment, that's where it's going to get difficult. But that, for you, the job is stable, right? There's nothing here career-wise that is looking, oh my God. In terms of the opportunity and the future to come, we've got the Page of Wands, which is a little bit interesting, not necessarily in a good way, but this is almost saying, look, this is where it's going unless you do this, right? The Page of Wands is a youthful and naive, childlike confidence level, right? So you can see this person almost looks like a teacher, but you can see this person is holding the wand, but they have this light bulb moment. So they have this new idea. And so in a lot of terms, we think of this as youthful, naive energy. In fact, you just heard me say that. But this can also be that new idea, these new thoughts, new kind of thinking outside of the box, okay? So it could be that this is a hint as to a way to handle this class, thinking outside of the box. It's something that I don't think you're going to be necessarily comfortable with because of the reversal. But again, it's about approaching things in a different way. If this isn't working, try this instead. Linking the cards though, this is where we've got some really interesting major arcana cards coming through. So we've got the Temperance card, which is all about mixing things together, molding things, trying to find that middle road. Okay, so you've got this idea of, you just saw it on the deck where it's often depicted as an angel. In this case, we've got the person with these angelic wings, but they are mixing a fiery energy with a water energy, but they're mixing well. They've been put at the right ability to mix the two, so you actually are getting warm water, not steam, if that makes sense. So you've got this 1 foot in each camp. So this is really talking about find a way to connect to these kids, find a way to engage them in a very different way than you have been doing. So again, think outside of the box. Yes, go in with confidence, but maybe, you know, find a different way to get the same lesson plan achieved in a completely different format even. The reason I'm saying that, so this is linking the confidence connected to the kids with that job stability, linking the job stability with these new ideas and perhaps thinking outside the box. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is saying take some risks, not too many risks, because again, you are a teacher. There's a limit as to what you can do, but take some risks, try things that are different. The Wheel of Fortune is all about literally spinning that wheel and going with it. So maybe you could actually have a spinning wheel in the classroom, and you bring it in and you say to the kids, right, what do you want to do today? This is what we've got to get done. We've got to learn about the American Civil War, whatever it is, right? And you go, this is what we're going to learn. So because of that, I'm going to put it in 3 different or 5 different ways on the board, right, on the wheel. And one way might be from books. One, you might watch a film. Another one, you might make some costumes and reenact something. Do you know what I mean? So there's different ways of doing it. And the fact that you're going in with this really odd, there's a bright coloured wheel, and this is how we're going to learn a lesson, that might be enough to then get the kids involved in learning that subject. To then the next day you go in and say, right, this is how we did that. Now let's write a report about blah, 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 whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So it's talking about really coming up with some weird and wacky ideas to stimulate the kids' minds, to then go back and go, right, so now if we read about it in this book, and tomorrow we're going to do, you know, we'll do another reenactment, or we'll do something else. Do you know what, excuse me, do you know what I mean? To really keep it shifting and changing for the kids. The root of it, the 5 of Swords here, I think that the challenge that these kids have given you, I think you've been overwhelmed and you feel like you've lost the war already, but you haven't lost anything. It's literally, yeah, you might have lost a little bit of confidence with them right now, but this is not the end. This is literally like you've lost a battle. You haven't lost the war. You've got to just basically lick your wounds, get yourself back into that field medic, heal, and then move forward. And in terms of confidence, this is what you need to do. Be confident. Walk into that classroom with confidence. Think of some different lesson plans. Get it approved by the school. So you've got basically 5 or 10 or however many lesson plans in your bag that are very different, very diverse, very fascinating for the kids to do. And then you basically either give the kids the option or the choice, or use that Wheel of Fortune to see what you're going to do that day. And that level of engagement could just be the difference between them not really connecting with you and them connecting. I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I might be talking out my backside, but I hope that helps, my darling. It does feel things are going to get better. Things are going to be a lot easier if you start changing things up. And with that, my darling, I want to say thank you very much for your question. And of course, thank you very much for your donation here for on the channel. So yeah, thank you ever so much for that. Right, let me click on the comments and see what everybody is saying. Let me have a look. Creating what? Using your creativity without feeling dejected. Yeah, absolutely. They're dancing around in your head. Yeah, because they're living rent free in your head. There's no issue with that. A good idea. I know, right? I am full of good. Well, I'm not full of good ideas. The cards are full of good ideas. But let us know. Oh God, I've forgotten your name. You literally, sorry about that. You literally just said it, Lolita. Let us know, Lolita, how things go. Let us know if you implement any of those sort of changes. I love the idea of a Wheel of Fortune determining the lesson plan for the day. I think that's really cool. Even if, right, all of the lesson plans eventually lead to the same result, right, which is them doing an essay. If there's so many different ways into it, that just seems like, oh, this part of the wheel says we'll go and read the books outside in the quad, or we'll go and do it somewhere else. But that does sound absolutely fascinating. But thank you very much for your questions. Sorry to everybody this evening that wanted to ask questions, but that we just ran out of time for, or that weren't picked when the questions were going through on the system. As I say, I always pick them at random, apart from the super chats that do come in. So thank you ever so much for everybody that's been here tonight. Thank you for all of the subscribers. Thank you to the members. Don't forget our memberships are open here on YouTube. We'll be going next live for the members only chat on Sunday evening at 6 p.m, members only. And we'll be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for more tarot readings. And with that, I've got to say thank you ever so much to the amazing moderators. And yeah, I'll be back on Sunday. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I'll see some of you at York Pride. Take care. I haven't pressed the button. I'll see you next week. No, I won't. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.